What if I told you that the biggest financial mistake most people make isn't about picking the wrong stocks, but about what they fail to do long before they ever invest a single dollar? It's a mistake that can be fixed starting today, and it's the key to real peace of mind. Before we dive in, please remember that this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. My goal is to help you understand these concepts so you can make your own informed decisions. With that said, in this video, we are going to break down the 3 essential pillars of building your financial fortress, your emergency fund. I will provide a clear framework that simplifies this subject, and by the end, you'll have an actionable step you can apply immediately. Make sure you stay for the final point, where I'll cover a common pitfall that trips up nearly everyone. Let's start with the most fundamental question. What is an emergency fund? Put simply, it's a stash of money set aside to cover the financial surprises life throws your way. It is the buffer between you and disaster. It's what lets you sleep at night, knowing that if your car breaks down or you face an unexpected medical bill, you won't have to go into debt to handle it. So how do we build one? It comes down to 3 simple steps. Our first pillar is setting your goal. The big question is, how much do you actually need? The standard rule of thumb is to save between 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses. Now, the key word here is essential. This isn't 3 to 6 months of your total income. It's the bare bones cost to keep your life running. To really calculate this, you need to be honest with yourself. Let's list it out. This includes your rent or mortgage payment, property taxes, and home insurance. It includes core utilities like electricity, heat, and water. It includes the internet bill, because in today's world, that's essential for finding a new job. It covers groceries, your car payment, car insurance, and a realistic budget for gas. It also includes the minimum payments on any existing debts, like student loans or credit cards, as well as critical prescriptions or medical costs. What it does not include are discretionary expenses, restaurant meals, streaming subscriptions, vacation funds, new clothes, or concert tickets. The goal is to calculate the absolute minimum you need to keep your life stable during a crisis. If you look at all that, and your essential monthly expenses come out to, say, $3,000, your full goal is to save between $9,000 and $18,000. I know that for many people, hearing a number like $18,000 can feel completely overwhelming, almost impossible. If that's you, I want you to take a deep breath and forget that big number for a moment. Your first goal isn't 6 months of expenses. Your very first goal is to build a starter emergency fund. For some, that might be $500. For others, it's $1,000. This smaller amount is your first-line defense. It's what stops a flat tire from becoming a credit card balance. Focus entirely on hitting that first small target. Celebrate it when you do. That small victory builds the momentum you need to keep going toward your larger goal. It's also crucial to define what an emergency is and what it isn't. An emergency is something unexpected, necessary, and urgent. Losing your job is an emergency. A sudden root canal is an emergency. Your car's transmission failing is an emergency. Notice these are things you can't plan for. Wanting to go on a last-minute vacation is not an emergency. A holiday sale on a new TV is not an emergency. Even something like saving for a down payment on a house is not an emergency. That's a planned saving goal that should have its own separate fund. Your emergency fund is your shield. It's for defense against the unexpected, not for funding your goals. Now that you have your target number, we move to pillar number 2, opening the right account. Where you keep this money is almost as important as having it in the first place. Your emergency fund needs to meet 2 critical criteria. It must be safe and it must be accessible. This immediately tells us 2 places it should not be. The first is the stock market. While investing is a fantastic tool for building long-term wealth, the market is volatile. You can't risk your safety net losing 20% of its value right when you need it most. Imagine a job loss coincides with a market downturn. You'd be forced to sell your investments at a loss, destroying both your safety net and your long-term goals. The second place it shouldn't be is your regular checking account. When that money is mixed in with your daily spending cash, it becomes far too easy to accidentally spend it on non-emergencies. The psychological separation is key. Plus, a standard checking account pays you virtually nothing in interest, meaning your money is actively losing purchasing power to inflation every single day. The ideal place for your emergency fund is a high-yield savings account. A high-yield savings account, or HYSA, is just like a regular savings account, but it's typically offered by online banks and pays a much higher interest rate. Think of your emergency fund like the foundation of your financial house. You need that foundation to be solid, stable, and made of concrete, something that won't crack under pressure. That's your HES. Your investments are the house you build on top of that strong foundation. Most importantly, the money in an HYSA is liquid, meaning you can typically access it within 1 to 3 business days. And at any reputable institution, these accounts are FDIC or NCUA insured up to $250,000 per depositor. This means your money is protected no matter what happens in the economy. It is the perfect combination of safety, accessibility, and slightly better than average growth. And that realization that your money can be both safe and working for you is often the key to making progress. By the way, if you're finding this breakdown valuable and you appreciate this clear, in-depth approach, a quick click of the subscribe button below is the best way to let me know. It helps this channel continue to create helpful content just like this. Now, let's move on to what is arguably the most crucial point. This brings us to our third and final pillar, automating your savings. This is the part that turns your good intentions into actual results, and it's the secret to avoiding that common pitfall I mentioned earlier. The biggest mistake people make is relying on willpower alone to save. They wait until the end of the month and hope there's something left over to put into savings. This rarely works. Life gets in the way. Instead, you need to pay yourself first. The most effective way to do this is to make it automatic. Perhaps you're thinking, that sounds great, but I don't have any extra money to automate. This is a common feeling, but you might be surprised. Take a hard look at your last month's spending. Is there one subscription service you haven't used in months? Could you make coffee at home 3 days a week instead of buying it? Could you cancel one streaming service? Finding just $25 or $50 a month is an incredible start. Once you find that amount, go into your payroll system at work or your bank's website and set up an automatic recurring transfer. Set up a transfer from your checking account to your new high-yield savings account that happens the day after you get paid. This way, the money is moved before you even have a chance to miss it or spend it. It puts your savings on autopilot. After a few months, that small, automated amount will feel normal. Then you can try to increase it by another $10 or $20. This creates a snowball effect. You set it once, and it works for you in the background, consistently building your financial safety net brick by brick. A small automated contribution is infinitely more powerful than a large, inconsistent one that never happens. So we've covered how setting a clear goal, starting with a small, manageable target, gives you direction. We've seen how choosing the right account, a high-yield savings account, keeps your money safe, insured, and accessible. And finally, we've learned how automation provides the engine to get you there, removing willpower from the equation. As you can see, these ideas all work together to create a powerful and achievable system for building your financial security. To make this practical, here is your one assignment. This week, find one opportunity to calculate your 1-month essential living expense. Just add up your core costs for housing, food, transportation, and utilities. Don't worry about the 3 or 6-month goal yet. Just figure out your 1-month number. That is your first building block. I encourage you to share your goal or your results in the comments section below. If this is the kind of practical, detailed analysis that you find valuable, and you want to continue mastering your personal finances in a simple way, the best way to support this channel and see future content is to subscribe. To do that, just click the subscribe button right below this video and be sure to turn on notifications. Thank you for your time and attention today, and I look forward to seeing you again.